Lacey, Thomas, and Mark. So today we're going to do a workout that you can do at home. You don't necessarily need any equipment, but if you want to add equipment to it, you totally can, and I'll tell you how. So we're going to begin with our warm-up. So highly recommend doing a joint prep, but if you don't have time, that's fine. Just start with this. So I'm going to have you begin laying on your back. So get down however you want. You can tuck your knees into your chest from here and then roll back and kind of have fun with that. Or you can lay down how you want, push your lower ribs down, lift one leg up at a time, and then you're going to hug your knees as close to your body as you can. So it's going to be a little different for everybody. Think about your tailbone reaching super far that way and your head reaching super far that way. And then you're going to inhale in the space above your hips and below your ribs. So kind of right at your sides. You can even poke them if you want. You're going to take a big breath in. Ideally, if you can, through your nose, but breathe however you need to. And then exhale. Breathe out until you can't breathe out anymore. And your body makes you inhale. And the goal of this is to expand the circumference, so your whole trunk should get bigger all the way around, and then as you exhale, belly button gets closer to your spine, and everything gets closer together. So up to 10 breaths there, let's say 5 to 10 there. And once you've done your cannonball breathing, you're going to let your feet go to the floor for supine twist with cactus arms. So you're going to open your arms out to the side, like you're a goalpost or like a little cactus, like a saguaro cactus, and you're going to have elbows at 90 degrees, armpits at 90 degrees. So from here, my shoulders are going to stay pushing back into the floor, and I'm going to drop my knees towards one side. So if my knees are going right, my left shoulder stays down. Big breath in as you drop over, and then you're going to exhale, push your belly button to your spine, and have that be what lifts you back up. And then you'll inhale over towards the other side. Exhale, back up. And so you'll drop your knees side to side for 6 times each side. Moving with your breath. So again, breathing is like the reps there, right? So from here, since we're down here, we're going to do some ankle circles. So actually ankle alphabets, my bad. So you can stick up one leg and do one ankle at a time where you're writing the alphabet or your name or whatever you want to write with like your big toe. Or you can have both legs up and you can do double alphabet, but you're going to do A to Z or your name, or whatever you want, so that way your ankles getting all the different movement. Because our feet and ankles are what supports us on the ground, kind of important that they're ready to move, right? So we'll have you do that one, and then when you're done with your ankle alphabets, we'll have you stand up, and we're going to do shrug to floaty arms. So we're going to imagine that we have some balloons, okay? Open your hands as big as you can, and act like you're smushing those balloons into your body. So you're kind of squishing your armpit together. Balloons smush in, you roll them up the sides of your legs, you shrug back down so your shoulders get further away from your ears, and then you turn your palms up and inhale so your fingertips touch. And then exhale, smush your balloons back down, roll them up into your body, and shrug down and float back up. So we're working on that because it helps move your shoulder blades and your wingspan in a better position. So that way your head can be supported and your spine can move better because your shoulders are in the right place. So we'll have you do up to 10 of those. So recapping this one, you're going to do 5 to 10 cannonball breaths, trying to focus on breathing into this part of your body. We're going to have you do 6 supine twists each side with your cactus arms, A to Z on the alphabets for your ankles, and then 10 shrug to floaty arms. So 1 to 2 rounds of that, and good luck. Strength is next. Okay, peeps. So now we're going to do our strength part. You did your warm-up for 1 to 2 rounds, depending on how you feel. And now we're going to begin with the next part of our workout. So we have all body weight exercises, but you can totally add resistance to them. Ways that you can do that is with a kettlebell, a light dumbbell, a light exercise ball, or a band. So we'll get to all that stuff later, but if you think you're going to want to add load, those are some things to have nearby. And if you don't have those, let me know and we can figure out what you do have, then we can work with this. So we're going to start with SCOOPY glute bridges. So we're back on the ground. You're going to lay down, plant your feet into the ground. So think about feeling all of your toes like a little tree frog suction cupping the ground. And then you're going to push your lower ribs down. So you kind of start that movement. You feel your abs maybe work a little bit. I like having my shoulders back and my kind of making fists. So I'm pulling myself into the ground, feet push down, and then I'm going to slowly scoop my tailbone up and long as I lift up, and I push my knees forward and my shoulders kind of reach away. So I'm trying to be as long as I can as I lift up, and then lower back down, kind of lower one vertebrae at a time, so you're like a little snake spine as you go down, and then scoop your tailbone up, inhale up to reach, push your knees forward, super long front body, and then lower back down. So we're gonna have you do 10 to 12 of those. I don't really have a preference how many you do. I care that they feel good. So I want you to think about feeling really long. You should feel glutes engaged. You might feel your quads stretch a little bit. If you feel a lot in your lower back, maybe do a little bit more of the cannonball breathing or some supine twists, or stay a little bit lower in your bridge, so don't go up as high. After you do 10 to 12 of those, we're gonna move on to slow dead bug rolls. So these ones are pretty hard, but they're kind of fun. So if you think about like a little dead bug on the kitchen floor, we're gonna have you get into that position. So you're going to, again, push your lower ribs down, lift your legs up, and flex your toes up towards your knees. So everything kind of tells your brain where you are in space, and then arms are gonna be up. From here, you're gonna slowly tip over to one side, trying not to plop. So you'll go nice and slow as you tip over to the left side, and then I'm gonna slowly tip over, maybe slowly, tip over to the center, and then go to the right, nice and slow. So this one, it relies on obliques. It's a really hard ab movement, and so the point of that one is control. So the first few times you do it, you'll probably get to here, and then might plop. That's fine, just try to avoid the plop. And then when you initiate coming back up, that's also really hard, so you kind of start with your hips and from your abs, and then there. So you are going to be moving from the center line of your body. Also think about those spiral line fascial systems, so where it moves diagonally across, like you have little seat belts across your body. That's gonna be what's helping pull you back up too. That one's super important for life, but like walking forward, that one will help with. It also helps with like supporting your obliques, so it can help with digestion and gut health too, because it gives your intestines something to push against as they go through, so it helps with motility. So, surface level, they're really good for your abs. Deeper levels, they're good for your guts. So 3 to 5 each side there, as slow as you possibly can. Single arm overhead rotational reach is what we're gonna do next. So this is where our equipment can come into play. So you can honestly use a kettlebell, dumbbell, ball, or band for this one. In the gym, we've done them before, where you have the ball right here, you scoop your armpit in, and then you turn your thumb in towards your face and then push up. It's also similar to like an Arnold press and bodybuilding style stuff. So you can have the ball, you can have the dumbbell, so palm facing your face, your thumb turns in towards you, and then pushes up. So you're trying to elongate this whole side body, right? And then when you're at the top, you want to get your hand close to stacked over your head, so we don't want to be here, back here. And if you're noticing that your arm is coming forward like this, it might need to be your shoulder blades. So think about your shoulder blades kind of squeezing together in the back and your heart opening up, and that'll get your arm in a better alignment, right? Don't force the range of motion. Up to 10 there, inhaling up each time. If it's a kettlebell, you can hold it, depending on the weight, you can hold it by the ball of the bell, or you can hold it by the handle, and same idea. So whatever you're doing, you're rotating your thumb in towards your face as you go up. That is going to help kind of keep your shoulders healthy, especially with like having a job where you've got really strong shoulders in certain positions all the time. Super good for that, also for head position. Then we're gonna do total body extensions. So this one is not a burpee, but it could be considered in that family. So I will never have any burpees. But what we're gonna do is you're going to bend down and touch your toes, and then inhale up, go up onto your tippy toes, reach up, and then lower back down. So that was one. You'll inhale down, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. So it's kind of like your breath is moving you through space. So those ones are super good for your whole body. They're good for hamstrings, they're good for telling your brain where you are in space. They're sneaky good for heart rate and blood flow too, just because going down and up challenges your body that way. So we're gonna have you do 10 to 15 of those. And then this whole strength round, you can do 1 to 4 times, depending on how much time you have, depending on how you feel, and how everything's going in your body. So we'll start with all that stuff. If you want more modifications as far as like how you can make it more challenging, or if you need any sort of like progression, regression of it, let me know.